I've got here our mise en place to make a hollandaise sauce. I've got white peppercorns, I've got white wine vinegar, salt, cayenne, and a little lemon. The lemon is going to stop the cooking of our hot butter. The other ingredients are used to flavor and correct the seasoning at the end. So the first thing we're going to do before we separate the eggs is I'm going to get my mise en place ready. I've got my white peppercorns here and I'm going to show you how we're going to crush these. I like to crush these with the back of a pan. And in white peppercorns, there's a lot of flavor in white peppercorns. Black peppercorns are white peppercorns that are fully matured and dried out. White peppercorns come first, actually green comes first, then comes white, and when the shell falls off, when they start to dry out on the bush, they become black peppercorns. So white have a lot more flavor, a lot more spiciness to it than black. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use this corner of the pan, and I'm going to just crush the peppercorns just like that. Okay, I move in an angle this way because that way I know I get everything except that one. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in my pan now, and I'm going to put my white wine vinegar in here, and this is going to flavor my egg yolks right at the beginning. But I'm going to reduce this by half in just a moment, not quite this second yet. So we'll just put this on the side, and when you get a chance you can light that flame, that second flame for me. Let's separate these egg yolks now.
You want to light up?
Please, just leave it on if you don't mind. Okay, now I'm going to separate them over this. Now what we need to do is we need to, in kosher law, we need to make sure that there is no blood in the egg. So we always will separate it with your hands, which are great tools, back and forth. I'm going to get the shalaz, which is that white filament, off of the egg. Get me one more plastic, please. Okay, we check that. There's no blood. That's in good shape. Okay, and we'll keep our egg yolks separate. Now I like to always just crack the egg against itself because it works really easy. Thank you. Okay, we'll pour that in there. Okay, once again, getting the white off of it. We didn't have to pasteurize these eggs because we're cooking these eggs and there's no blood in there, so that's 2 down. We're going to make a 3-egg Hollandaise. When you do it, you're going to make a 2-egg Hollandaise. A little easier on your arms. You will see we've got some nice eggs here. Beautiful. Well, as I was tossing it, I knew that there wasn't blood back and forth, so I should have put it in here first. Okay, we'll save these egg whites for the pastry class. I'm going to take the gloves off, which I've already used, and we're going to take these other ingredients and get them ready. Now what we're going to do if we want to come over here to the stove is I'm going to take the vinegar and the pepper, and I'm going to put that on here and reduce by half. In the same time, I'm going to take my egg yolks and I'm going to put them right inside. Let's get a spatula since one of the egg yolks broke and we have a lot of yolk left in there. Okay, so we have egg yolks here. We've got 3 egg yolks. We'll just break them up a little bit. I'm waiting for the vinegar in order to really start whipping these to lighten the color and make it a little frothy. The vinegar should be ready very shortly. That's going to reduce. In the meantime, the other ingredients that I have ready, I've got my saucepan here with about 1 inch of water in it. This is going to go on top of it like this once I'm ready to start the second stage, which is the ribbon stage of making our hollandaise. I also have my melted margarine here. I like to use whole margarine or whole butter. The fat solids and the water give you more flavor, in my opinion, than just using clarified butter or clarified margarine. Okay, so we've got this is now reducing. I also have a little warm water set on the side over here in case my whipping gets to be a little too thick. My hollandaise does. I can always thin it out a little bit. So this, which you're just going to eyeball just with your eyes when it's reduced by half. We're getting ready with that. You can smell the vinegar. What do you think? Is that about reduced? Would you agree, class? A little more, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, the peppercorns are flavoring the vinegar. The white wine vinegar is aiding in the flavor. Okay, good. That's good to go. Now I'm going to hold it up high because you might think it's going to cook the eggs, but as it travels down that distance, it's cooled off enough so it's not going to cook the eggs. Okay? That's done. Now, you can see what we've got here, and there's no eggs that have curdled inside. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to whip this for about a minute or two to get it a little frothiness and a little lighter in color. In making a Hollandaise, it might be easy for you to remember how to do a Hollandaise if you make it in 3 stages. The first stage being the froth stage, which is what we're doing, the reduction and froth. Okay, now you can see how this is lightened in color.
Yeah.
Okay, it's well combined, it's a little lighter in color, almost looks like a lemon in a way. Now what I'm going to do with this is I've got this on a nice low flame here. I'm going to put this right on top. This is our double boiler. If you want to go out and spend $100 on one of those copper and ceramic ones, go right ahead. This works well in any professional kitchen. Always use a side towel because this is going to get hot. And we're going to keep whipping this, and you're going to see it starting to cook from the heat inside the bottom of the saucepan. It's going to start cooking this, and what we're looking for is we're looking for ribbons. The ribbon stage. If I pick this up, there's nothing for me to grab. But you'll see in a few minutes what the ribbon stage is going to look like on here. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to turn off my fat because that's nice and warm and it's diluted. I turned off the wrong one. That's okay. Now if you see it starting to cook on the side of the bowl, it's getting too hot. Remove it from the heat. Okay, and then go back on again. And you'll also notice that I took the saucepan and I pulled it a little off center of the flame. Because if my hand is here, I don't want the flame shooting up, burning my hand. It's starting to cook. It's starting to get a little thick. Now let me see if there's any ribbons yet. You see how it's starting to cling?
Yeah.
There's no ribbons yet. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking to make a trail so I can see the trail on the bottom of the bowl. That's my description of a ribbon. My definition of a ribbon. But we're very close. That might be it. Let's see. Do we see the trail? Can you see the trail on top of itself? Almost. This is essentially cooking your egg enough so that people are not going to get sick from it. Ah, that's about it. You see, as I grab it and I roll the line of egg yolk back and forth, you can see the whole stream from one end of the bowl to the other end. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. That's my description of stage 2, the ribbon stage.